Okay, what is up, YouTube? Different video than usual, but I'm going to be backtesting for 3 hours until the Champions League final starts on the pair gold USD. And I always get the question of Lars, how do I backtest? How do you backtest? Do you use any software? How do you journal your trades? And how do you learn, like actually learn from backtesting? So I picked a moment in time. I already laid out the foundation. We're in September 2023 on gold, and from there we're going to be backtesting, preferably until now, the present. But I only have 2 hours and 45 minutes, and I have this Excel sheet, as you can see here, with the trade. This is just going to be numbers, trade number 1, 2, 3, the date of the trade, the time of the trade, if it's a long or a short, the confirmations. I have another screen open where I have my entry models numbered by number 1 till 6. I have 6 different entry models with some variables per entry model. And then we're going to note down the result and a potential note if there is something special about the trade. So I do notice that my screen is a bit laggy, so I hope that's not too bad. Otherwise, I cannot record my backtesting for you. I'm not gonna be talking the whole time. I'm just gonna be backtesting, and you can guys watch and see how I basically like trade live, but then just trade live back in time. I have my music in, so let's just get straight into it. In general, we broke structure after deviating the range low back to bullish. So expectational order flow would be a higher low for a higher high. And we have a 3-day order block with imbalance here. So if we're going to put in a higher low for a higher high, that's where I expect price to bounce. Right now, from the top down, we are trending down with lower highs and lower lows. And I pulled my range to out here. Okay, so that's also all I know. And let's zoom in. So we tried to break structure. We tried to break structure from the low up right here, but instead of breaking it, we actually had a Model 1 reaccumulation. And above us, we have nothing but liquidity. So I do think we can go higher from here, unless we turn it into a distribution. Tried to break the low, but SFP'd it instead and went higher from there. There you go. Got the break and went higher and squeezed up from there. There wasn't an entry in here because you had to break structure from the top down, and you didn't. So Yeah, would have been no entry here for me. Let's delete that for now. Could be a potential model 2 here. If that's the case, it should squeeze up to here. We get the rejection from there, and then we go higher. If we start breaking structure from the low up, meaning we start breaking this low, this is going to come lower. Wednesday 5 in New York session. Not that much going on. Just trending up. Nothing high probability. This is actually why we broke structure. And we rejected off this supply zone with an aggressive move down. And this is then your more important market structure low. Failing to break that low. Can I go on the 1? No. Trying to break market structure from the low up. There you go. There's your break, and there's your primary low. So as you can see, the SFP was temporary. This could still all be a higher low for a higher high on the 2 hour. This is our extreme demand. We also have this demand. If we start breaking this low, we can expect a more aggressive move down. Okay. Just trending down. No confirmation for a long here. Took the low, so this is your new high. Where are we? Oh, after hour sessions right now. Asia opens right here. And we go just lower. Actually breaking structure. Leaving a little flip zone behind here. Let's make that perfect. I would actually extend it back down like this. We can confirm that it's a break on the 2 hour. Are there any zones where price could bounce from? Four-hour order block here. 1 hour. Yeah. Back by the POC. Got some liquidity above it. Yeah, so that's definitely an area where I would take profit and watch for a scalp long as well. For now, let's look for a short on the retest here. If we get a confirmation. Right now we're trending up. This is your pending low. This is your new pending low on the 2-3 minute. We are in exiting Asia session, entering London. Breaking structure right here. However, 5-minute structure is still pointing up, and we have not hit the POI. So I would only take this with a reconfirmation if we do this. Otherwise, I'm not touching it. And higher you go. Look at that. That's why you don't trade breaks only. You have to know the bigger picture. Okay. This is the main low to break. 15-minute low. Actually failed to take out the low and you SFP it, meaning this high is weak and you take out the high. No short confirmation here. This is your most important 10-minute low, around a 5 to 10-minute low. So you want to see that break for a potential short. You try to break it and you do break it, but in the beginning we're just SFPs on the 10. So you can try a short here, a stop here, which is a higher stop, higher risk stop. You can target the Asia low right here. Stop there. Boom. Right here, you take the low. You actually rejected from the more defined supply. I will move my stop to that high. You fail to take out the low here. And you're coming back up. Do we have a reason to come higher? Not really. Above us is just the liquidity. So that's not what you want to see. There you break it. There you go. I would now move my stop above my entry. And I would hit a TP right here. Boom. There you go. First trade. We broke to our market structure, left the flip zone behind, came in there, failed to break it here in the beginning. Broke it here, got the retest into the range supply, failed to take out the low, but you should just keep your stop or keep your stop above the high. And then price did break it. The moment it broke it, we trailed our stop loss above the high, and we took a partial here and a partial here. Okay, this would have been a this is our initial entry. Let's delete all the drawings. Initial entry would have been a 2.2 RR. Okay. Trade number 1, the 23rd of September. September is 9, 2023. Timing of entry is 9:36. We got a short. This is a market structure continuation trade, which is number 6. Let me double check. $6.12. Result, let's just say 2%. If we took a tiny partial there. Notes, nothing special to add. Let's save it. Oh. There you go. Okay, saved. Normally, I also have trades that I just I let them run, stuff like that, but it's too hard to track that in backtesting. So I just do these local scalps, knowing that this could also potentially run all the way down towards this low, right? I know that myself, but I just want, the first real TP and the entry is all you need for the confirmations. And then normally, if this was live, I would realize, we can also take these lows and fill this inefficiency here on the left, okay? But there you go. So we have our trade number 1. This is the date, this is the time, entry, this is our confirmation, and the result. Nice. Let's delete this now. Let's see what we do from here. We broke structure right here. Also on the 1 hour, we broke structure. Actually left behind a 2-hour order block, which is actually part of a supply chain. So this demand created a supply, which was a flip, and that's why we entered, and now it left behind a 2-hour supply chain. And we did break structure. Within the supply chain, we did have a mitigation already here. So you can pull it up like this. And within it, we just have some liquidity. So be aware and wait for market structure to break, of course. Let's see. Let's keep it like this for now, knowing we already have a mitigation. This is our pending low. We actually broke it here. So you would expect price to come towards the main low, which it did. No entry here because you have to enter around here with a stop there. Just a target here. Nothing risk to reward worthy. And then you actually go lower. Tapping into our demand zone. So initially price would have reached all the way down to here, and instead of hitting the 2-hour zone, I think if we extended down, we almost tapped this little range supply here, but we missed it. But market structure gave us a signal, but there was nothing risk to reward worthy. And we're actually, price actually, the POC moved up, you see? This volume note right here, this volume note right here, it actually moved up. If we extend this, boom. Not yet. It's about to move up. And we didn't bounce from our zone here. Instead, we swept all liquidity below it. As you can see. There you go. Okay, let's see what actually happened here. Let's ignore this. We can still come up. We can still come up and put in a lower high for a lower low on the 2-hour. Even the 1 hour, we also have this zone. 2 zones I would be watching for a short. And then we have this local demand below us, which is where I would watch for a long. Then let's align it with these are the zones I would be watching. But in general, the idea of this model 2 accumulation is kind of failing because you don't want this big of a buy to sell if this is going to be a accumulation coming all the way to 1,990. Good to zoom out and then zoom back in knowing where you are. This is your pending high. This is where you break the high, but it's not a convincing break. And you don't really have anything to bounce from. So it's not a setup. You did put in a higher low for a higher high, broke it again. tapped into our first POI. This looks like a 1 minute break. Let's call it a 1 minute break. Can I go on the 1 minute? No, I can't. Okay. Got the pullback, so we rejected. Rejected from here. Broke 1 minute structure most likely. Broke it again. SFP this high. And then you broke lower. You don't really have anything to hold price up below you. Not really. This is your low. Checking what the highest time frame pull is. Just tapping into that extreme one. You could try a short here, but it's only a 1.8, and you did grab all liquidity here. So only a 1 minute break compared to the 3 minute that broke bullish. So it could turn into a higher low as well. It would have been tagged in there. I cannot go on the 1 minute, but this is 1 minute of market structure. So I think the moment I get tagged in here and we break the low, I just de-risk myself. And then you got stopped out. Yeah. At entry. Yeah. Just because we just grabbed all sell side liquidity, broke higher time from structure back to bullish, and we were kind of overextended towards the downside. So pullback makes sense, you know? So we could, I would have literally, I don't think I would have entered, no. But as I said, if I would have entered, I would have immediately put my stop to break even. The moment I get tagged in and we break this low, I would have got stopped out here. And then price broke back to bullish here. So I did not take this on the back testing. Let's see what happens from there. The moment you break, time to exit that trade. Well, even here, even already here. What's the timing? Entering the late hours where I don't trade. Okay. Maybe this becomes a new range. Now we're entering the no trading hours for me. And then Asia opens. Okay. Keep it like this so we can clearly see the supply chain going on. Leaving easy to sweep liquidity here. Just all the after hour liquidity. This whole thing is liquidity. This whole move up is just liquidity. Broke higher from the range. Wouldn't see it as a range anymore. It's a valid range in the beginning, but then if you just do like this, this is not a range anymore. Okay. Just gonna follow structure from the low up. Still expecting a potential lower high in that supply chain right here. Okay. Following like two to 3 hour market structure like this. Boom. Boom. Okay. That's the idea. Tried to break it here. But I would never short that break. Because why there? I would only short this if you get a reconfirmation in here. Personally think it's going higher. Just the way we came down. Leaving liquidity here. We could call this a reconfirmation. It must be 1 minute market structure then. I'm really not convinced. I wouldn't take this. Anyway, higher. Yeah, really not convinced. This could be the creation of a bigger range. If you break this low, I'll start looking for shorts. Even though I prefer to just come higher and tap into that supply zone. This is your new low. No, still here. These are inside bar candles. And you go higher. There you go. Okay. So as we can see, you know, all these breaks and these internal breaks, they're just to trick you. Like, we're pretty convinced from the beginning that we were going to tap into that supply chain. But the way we came up here, we're just leaving liquidity behind. Literally just, this isn't a whole move up of liquidity. From New York all the way to after hours in Asia. And then, let's see. London opens right there. Oh. London opens, and then we move up into that supply chain. Even tapping into that more defined range supply that we were talking about from the beginning here. So I would look for shorts in here. Like, this is just all liquidity. Like, this whole move down or move up, just liquidity. This is our pending low at the moment. Let's see. Yeah, that's our low at the moment. Okay. Our low moved up to here. Great. Checking all the time frames. SFPing our 2-minute low first. want to check one thing. Break it here. Bouncing of demand. I would only take this with a reconfirmation. Because you're shorting here basically just to target here. Because you're only on a 2-minute break. Like in general, your main important or your most important low is the higher time frame low, which is here. And it happens all the time where you have low time frame break, and then it just squeezes up to create one bigger pool. Hopefully we create a range in here. But I would only short this if we come up like this, and then we break it, having a high risk to reward trade like this. And we don't have that. You do go lower. And then you break it back to bullish. So probably most likely now you're going to create a range. The short did work, but only for like this would be 0.6, this would have been 1.4. Not really that convincing. And instead of sweeping this easy to sweep liquidity, it broke back to bullish. And back to bearish. Kind of flopping around right now. Not giving us any setups. But this could be maybe an accumulation schematic in the making. Tiny 1, 2, 3. I can go on the 1, so I can't confirm if this is a break. But if that was a break, you have this, but I wouldn't be too excited about it. No, not gonna count that, even though it did work. So it did end up creating a little model 2, hitting the target. If this was a break, you could have tried it, tapping into this demand. Very low time frame, but it could work. But I cannot confirm or deny, so we're not going to use it. Right now we are breaking structure. Let's get rid of this. Let's see what price does from here. Looked like we had a little 1, 2, 3, but there was no structure between this point and that point. So no trade confirmation. Did hit its target. We can say now that we have a confirmed range. Yeah. This is what I like to see. I would love a sweep of that high. That would make for an easy short play, and potentially even a short play all the way down to X marks the spot. But let's see. I cannot go on the 1 minute time frame. That is a bit unfortunate. Let's see if we left behind some demand. Some aggressive price action on New York OPA. Tapping into some supply here, tapping into the demand here, but with a very sharp move. So no market structure confirmations, because mind you, I'm on the 2 minute. Let's see what happens. Very, very tight price action. I would not touch that. Okay, there you go. You sweep the high. That's what we were waiting for. Now we could have a potential distribution in the making. And let's count this as 1 minute structure. Is this 1 minute? I cannot still not use 1 minute. That's unfortunate. But okay, let's say this was 1 minute structure. We SFP'd it. And then we came back higher. And then we failed to break the low again. And we SFP'd it again. So we failed to take out the low multiple times, and we're heading higher. So potentially we could have a Model 1 distribution in the making. We're leaving lots of liquidity below. But there could also be a Model 2. This is the last liquidity before the main extreme point. So if we grab this high, if we go higher than this point and we break structure, I would try a short. Still an SFP. Check the volume profile. Yeah, I would try this. It would be safer if you put it here, 2.6. But let's see what the break looks like, or if we're going to get a break. This is a pretty nice divided shape. I would try this. The way we came down, we did leave buy side liquidity above us, but we are breaking structure back inside the volume profile while grabbing almost all liquidity. So this would be a trade for me, targeted to low for a 2.4 R, but this could run all the way down to here for potential 10 RR. Okay? But we'll have to see what happens at the range low. Let's check that out for now. You could start scaling in right here and enter more on the retest. But the retest is not doesn't have to happen. Right now, my entry right here, I'll put my stop to entry. I'll put my stop to entry because we created another structure leg like this. Stop the entry. We do have a resistance zone right here. It was going to be a bigger Model 2, but then I'll rather get stopped out of my trade and enter again instead of losing money, losing unnecessary money. See what happens. It's taking a minute. I have to be honest. Oh. We can get rid of this now. I have to be honest. I leave the PC around these times. These are no trading zones for me. But the moment price comes here and we're coming around the close session or the session close of the day, I would take some profits just because I'm going to bed, right? And I don't know what's going to happen, and we're very close to our first target. But we're SFPing the high here. Stop loss is entry here. Let's keep that in mind right here. High local accumulation here at the lows. But we're in a trading time where I don't trade. And there you go, we hit our target. I would probably taken a tiny TP here before I went to bed, just because we were so close, right? And I'd like to monitor the trade, because let's say we had our 1, we had our 2, this could be our 3. So potentially it's going to be an accumulation. And if we broke structure here, I would definitely take a TP. So we did eventually hit our target. So let's keep that trade. How much was it? $2.4R. But I want you guys to know this could run all the way down to here, following your primary market structure. Okay? And it's a nice distribution. So I'm just gonna note down 2.4R because there could be trades in between, and I don't want to like keep track of all those calculations. Let's put it on our chart. This was how did I write here the 23rd? Where was that short again? Oh, was it 21st? Oh, okay. Trade 2, the 22nd of September 2023. The timing of our entry was 1824. Again, a short. Confirmation, a Model 2 distribution. Let me check. It's 3.13. 3.13. Result, let's call it 2.4, even though we know it could be more. That rhymes. Could be a 10% runner. Normally I would take like 60 to 70% at the range lows. In this case, I would do 60 or 50 and leave the rest run. Okay? But for now, we're just going to note it down. Boom. Save it. There you go. Asia opens right now. So let's see what Asia does. The highest time frame valid low is, let's call it 1 hour. Okay? 1 hour structure. Oh. I like to clean everything up after every trade so we have a fresh mind. And I like to zoom out and zoom back in again. Check this whole range again. Yeah. It could also be POC rejection. We could even come down. We could come down so much lower from here, actually. Let's check. We have some resistance still here. I guess it's going to be a bigger Wyckoff, but right now, if you break this high, we could have after SFPing the low, we could have a range rotation back up. But there's nothing here to hold price up. Okay. See what happens during Asia. Normally I would be sleeping around these times. Took the low once more. So now this becomes your high. You're really leaving the range now. This was his range. Aye. We're leaving a trail of liquidity above us though. So it could happen that we just get a pop. Maybe like a pop and then we dump. I'll just be focusing on shorts though. Every move up I will be focusing on shorts. We could get a bounce from this POI though. This is the only real support I see along the way. Okay. Now we are freshened up. We know we have a trail of liquidity. This is your structure high. We're just gonna follow market structure again. That's where you break your structure. Oh, I think, well, exactly, exactly what we discussed is happening. So you got your structure break in here after bouncing from the support we were talking about. It's like the only support, and you have this liquidity here. However, I don't think I would have taken it. 834. Just a single break. That's not in my playbook. So I would have not taken this long. But I would look for a short after grabbing like maybe this high. I really got that squeeze up. Let's see what happens from here. Because it's on the 1 hour, right? It could just be a lower high for a lower low. And if that pop happens, what I just was discussing, this is actually more bearish because we can clearly tell that we had a distribution at the top where a market maker filled his positions. And then we came down, but we came down leaving loads and loads and loads of buy-side liquidity above us. We get that break here. You could try it, but it's not a high probability setup. So I wouldn't. But if we get that pop-up grabbing all liquidity and we get a structure change in here, that's a short. It clearly shows that the market maker pushed price up to fill more shorts. It's a very typical scenario to, after a distribution, get this slow move down, pop up, and then dump. It's very, very typical. I've said that multiple times in other streams. I'm going to count this as structure. I cannot go on the 1 minute. But this looks like 1 minute structure, and that will be enough for me. I would take a short here. I know I wasn't exactly on time, but I called this exactly before it happened. Like, you can just go back 3 minutes ago. So if this is 1 minute structure, I would take it for sure, 100%. And I would target. Oh. This would be my first target, this low. And besides that, I will leave maybe. Now I would. Would we be stopped out on the other long or on the other short? Oof. Oh fuck. No, 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 no. Oh, where am I? Oh boy. Um. Oh, that's spoiled a bit. Doesn't matter. Okay, I tried not to look. Like, backtesting is for yourself, guys. Don't cheat yourself, okay? But I would target this. It's already 3RR. Would we be stopped out? Oof. We would not, okay? We would not. That's good to know. Because we would not be stopped out on this short from here, I would just take this as a scalp, okay? If we were to get stopped out, I would take it as a more swing. I would take it as a scalp. There you go. What is that timing actually? That's also actually a nice timing. Be aware of this timing. After hours / Asia session liquidity, London open, pushes up, takes all the liquidity, structure break, and you move down again. Very nice. 25th. 25. 9. Oh, it was actually a weekend. Oh, I just realized. Okay. 2023. Trade 9/18. Again, a short. This is a 6. Literally just 6. Result 2.97. This is still valid. Why is this one not? This is triggering me. Okay, so be it. Came very close to that low down. Probably had a 1-minute break right here. You got 2 good POIs. This range supply clearly shows market maker involvement, because look what happened, you know? Sweep that high, get the aggressive move to follow. The way we come up here, we again leave a lot of liquidity. And we're still expecting a lower high for a lower low, right? May got yourself a tiny distribution going on here. Yeah, there you go. Check that. 1, 2, 3. Not that tradable though. It's very, very, very tight range. Fuck me, she go. I'm listening to No Ops Left Behind from Metro Booming and 21 Savage. Yeah, I expect this to come lower. Just a matter of when we start breaking structure. You could say this in itself is a bigger second tap if you zoom out. And right here is your model 1. But there was no structure in this leg to confirm a short. So that's a shame. Oh, you SFP the low. And you go higher. Actually, you did hit the target, which is the range low. Okay. Right now we're entering New York Open. Got the rejection from where clearly there was some form of market maker involvement. There you break your structure, ignoring demand. Bulls bearish. Here's some range supply. So maybe on New York you have a pullback before dumping or reversing. I wouldn't take a short there though. You just need more. That's it. Because instead of market structure, this right now is clearly looking like a range. Having a very deep mitigation of this demand zone, but let's delete this and this. Oh boy. Oh shit. I absolutely hate that TradingView has this and they still haven't changed it, where I can clearly see what's gonna happen if I zoom out. This was a break, but there's no clear retest zone. We still got that liquidity here. Bounce from extreme demand. If we dump from here, yeah, we dumped from there very fast. But there will be no short for me. Will be no short here because you're in the middle of a range. You're in premium pricing, and you did break structure here, but you need a reconfirmation because there's no clear retest zone in here. It's just liquidity. So it was a pretty like V-shaped top. So no entry there, but let's see if price actually manages to take out that low. Maybe we have some sort of redistribution. We're in New York now. Grab a lot of liquidity. So I would disregard all of this. We would still be in that short from the top, mind you. But this right now would be my new range. And I would look for a backtest short of this zone. Got a local range here. Can I go in the 1 minute? No, still no 1 minute. We SFP'd the high, we broke the low. We're not going to enter here in the discount section with our stop here, the target here, and here. That's not worth it. You get the retest here. Kind of trying to accumulate. If you were to short here, because it's part of your strategy, I would already have my stop de-risk. Now we're entering the evening. Damn it, it really doesn't want to hit that low, eh? But it's kind of expected. After such an aggressive move, price needs to cool off. There you go. Coming lower and lower. And you hit the main low. There you go. So what we're going to do now is this could be a runner. I told you 50%. So 50% of 2.4 is 1.2. We'll remember 1.2. And then we go from 2.4 to 10.2. 2.4. That's an extra 7.7%. We already took out 50. So it's an extra 3.86 plus the 1.2 we made. This would have been a 5.06% trade. 5.06%. And we can get rid of that. Why is this? There you go. Oh, now I know. There you go. Okay, my autism is fixed. Now, what do we have? Let's zoom out again. We're in a local range. Let's ignore that. Let's clean that up. We got some support below us. But in general, We're still, yes, we're in a range, but the accumulation is failing, right? And we're still trending down from the top. We could continue that until we enter this area, and from there we could pin in that higher low and a higher high regarding this structure pool. This is just pure liquidity above us. But we're trading a potential second tab of a massive range. And our volume profile is way up here. Yeah. So it's not going to give us an entry model at all. It's a break, but it's not convincing. If you gotta pull a break that's so wide, it's not really good. And there you go. Tapped into our support zone. Let's disregard the range for now and just pull it as a market structure. There you go. This is your resistance now. Let me put on a new song. So we're really trending down on the 4 hour. Lower highs and lower lows. Accumulation failing. Wouldn't be surprised to see a rotation back down towards the range low. From there, we could do a accumulation schematic, but it would take a while for that to confirm. And we just have such clean demand waiting for us in here. Like there's definitely market maker involvement here. Since look at this sell to buy. Look what move it created. It was a 14% pump from there. And swing structure, it would just make sense. But let's see. Let's see. After this demand, there's also nothing really to hold price up before taking the low. This barely missed. Let's keep this zone in there. Yeah. Okay. I know what's up. Can I already use the 1? Nope. They did improve this. Last time when I put the 1 and it wasn't available, I got flipped all the way back in time. Just going lower. Got a tiny 2-minute break here. Higher low, higher low, higher high follow, but it's nothing special. Let's check now. It's actually where London opened. London opened, broke structure. Market structure low pending. You do got demand underneath it. And higher we went. No structure breaks, no confirmation, but we're SFPing it. And higher you go, and structure you break. This is looking like a short. Idea 4 hour. We're breaking it, aligning with 45-minute. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And these are all mitigations. See how every higher low and higher high mitigated? This is all like demand chain building up. Turns into easy to sweep liquidity now. SFP did twice. Those would be pretty nice timing, you know. London opens, we swept all pre-London liquidity, broke it, 2.2 RR. Came back up for the mitigation, broke it. This would have been your entry. I would trail my stop towards that high now because she created another market structure leg. Broke the low again. Now open my stop entry. Broke the low again. I would trail my stop into profit right here. And I would have been stopped out on this move up right here. Oi. Yeah, you can have it. Let me check one thing. Yeah. So we got the SFP. Oh, wait. We got the SFP. We got the break. We had easy to sweep liquidity, but instead of just having a few lower highs and lower lows and actually having the follow through, we kept on creating market structure and market structure and market structure and market structure, and then broke back the bullish. You know, so market structure can only last that long. So I'll just keep on trailing, especially when you have the bullish break here. This short, stop loss in profit. The entry was there. A 0.27% gain, but we're going to just call it a break-even trade. Oh, the time of entry actually. 10:40. Again, a short. Confirmation. Six. There's always a chance that if you zoom out, this is of course a 2-minute break, but your 5-minute is more important, and this could still SFP and go lower. There's always the chance that happens, but on a trade like this, you know, I wouldn't want to risk any money anymore. So if you break this low, assuming that's 1-minute market structure, you could come all the way back down again towards this range low. But I wouldn't take it. Oh, there you go. So right now you have a range here. In general, yes, the target is right here. An improvement could be that this is your main high, and you should watch if this trade gets broken. Let's note that down, okay? While trailing stop loss. Watch out for potential SFPs. So now in my notes, right? In my notes, this is regarding market structure continuation trades. This 6, and I know now that we have a slight trade in profit. Probably means because I trailed my stop and I got stopped out. And now in my notes next to it, I have while trailing your stop loss, watch out for potential SFPs, because that's what happened here, right? Trail my stop above the high and we SFP'd it instead of breaking it. So now I know for next time, if I see this confirmation of 6 multiple times saying while trading stop loss, watch out for potential SFP, I know that maybe I shouldn't trail my stop loss, or I should trail my stop loss 2 market structure points back and not the most recent one. Okay? Save that, put it away. Price did end up hitting its target, and whoa, and actually dumping pretty hard. You could re-enter here, I just don't know how this looks. Oh, I just don't know how this looks on a 1 minute. If it's a 1 minute break and it looks good on the 1 minute, you could take it. But TradingView doesn't allow me to go back on a 1. Okay. We're dumping pretty hard. I know that my main market structure goes like this. And locally in this bigger leg, we have internal structure. Okay. We'll definitely look for a short here though. This whole zone. Let's get rid of the zone. This whole thing is resistance, starting from that line. What time is it? Tuesday before New York. Got the mitigation. Didn't really get any structure. And lower we went again. I think price is bound to form some sort of real range. We just keep on trending down. I said in the beginning, that this short was also a POC backtest, so we could come way more down. So that could actually be a swing short, like an even more of a swing short, because we cashed out right here, but it could come way, way further, because this whole accumulation schematic is potentially failing if you don't get a good long confirmation in here, right? We all discussed this in the beginning. Right now we are at the volume area low, so that's good to be aware of. And price can only trend down for so long. Like, it needs to have some sort of range to grab and gather more liquidity, create more liquidity. Everybody can just short lower highs and lower lows. This could be a short though. But we are very low. I would take a 0.5 risk. But you have to be aware what happens here. This break only confirms what's going to happen at this low. If we start SFPing that low, we could easily come higher. Because we're very down. I'm not gonna take the trade. I'm not gonna take the trade. But it could definitely work just because we're so far down. We have been trending for so long. If you get this internal break, yes, it can come down to here. It will probably come down to there, but from there we could just accumulate and maybe create a bigger range, you know? If it works, it works. That's good to see, but I wouldn't, um, I wouldn't short in such extensive discount, and we have support. Yeah, it could work, but I'm not taking it. Okay, did come down, SFP'd it, like we discussed. However, SFPs can be temporary. You took the high once more. If you break this low, again, same concept applies. You're gonna come to that low. Exact same concept applies. However, now we have a way sharper risk to reward. I would give this a shot with a 0.5 risk and really, really pay attention to what happens here. Okay. So we broke this, came down. I would want to see that break. Let me see. It's a valid 5-minute low. But I couldn't put my stop to entry or anything because we still have that resistance above us, right? We're SFPing it on the 5. Coming into our resistance right now. And it looks like we're rejecting. There you get the break. And what I would do now is move my stop towards that mitigation right here, which is basically a de-risk trade, right? And now I'll put my stop entry. Because we created another leg, our market structure high is there. So we have to break market structure to get to our entry. And we do have some liquidity above here. But we're anticipating on a rundown, right? On an actual like breakdown, because we're at the volume area low. Do we still have some resistance above us? Really looking like it's curving up. We're nowhere short from here. And looking like it's curving up. I wouldn't risk any money on it anymore. Oh, actually SFP it again. We're also in a no trade zone. When was this trade actually? Yeah, so entering after hours. That's something to be aware of for sure. Right there we'll be kicked out of the trade at entry. Kicked out of the trade at entry. Oh. Again, a short. Yo, we're only shorting. Again, a 6. And this would have been break even. Note, anticipating on a breakout. De-risk quickly. The way this is behaving, gold loves to grind slowly up during after hours in Asia, and then on London we dump. And sometimes we even dump on Asia. So this was your last resistance. We swept all this liquidity. What's the highest time frame valid pool? Asia opens, takes that high, break structure. This could potentially be a trade all the way like this. And I would definitely take a take profit here. Normally, I wouldn't take this because it's in Asia. So I would be sleeping. So I'm not that experienced with the exact moves Asia likes to do. But this would be a trade. Right here, we broke it again. So I would literally already de-risk myself. Now be stopped out at entry. Okay. That's good to know. Um, 240. 27/9/2023. 240. Short. Okay, let's calculate this. We would have a 1 risk on a 0.06 stop loss. It moved all the way to less than a 0.01. That's divided by 6. 1 divided by 6. And it's not even here. 1 starts here. This is a 0.5. You would lose 0.1%. It's 6. And you will lose point. Let's do 0.2 because of fees, right? Oh, whoa, whoa. Okay. So it's a valid idea. This was your 10-minute market structure high. Got a liquidity curve above it. You know, you took it, you broke it. Got the mitigation, got the break again. And instead of taking all it and coming towards the low, we had to squeeze up. But do you notice how with training your stop loss with new market structure breaks, we keep our losses so small. Look at that. Break even trade and a point 0.2 loss after having these wins. And this break even trade actually. That's a nice risk to reward to have, guys. Okay. Let's zoom out and back in again. I love to do that. Oh boy. Well, we're gonna see. I hate that. I hate that factor. But in general, we are expecting lower, right? The extreme supply of the move. So we could argue, that this short right here, it didn't work because there was still supply to be hit above and more liquidity to be grabbed. So we're an hour in Asia, tapping into extreme supply of the move. Still not breaking structure. That's an important add. I'm not calling that a break. That's too slim of a break. We got the harsh rejection from the supply zone. And lower we went. Yeah, it was no confirmation for us there to take a trade. Internal break again here, meaning you go lower. Market structure is really respected. And then you take the low and that's all invalidated, right? Or not invalidated, but not useful anymore. Take the high. SFP'd. No structure in this upwards legs to confirm a short. Kind of trying to accumulate here. I really like the build up of this regarding timing. Look at that last move up, exactly on London Open, and then you break structure. This is not worth it though. It could work, but it's not worth it from a supply perspective. Now it becomes worth it. Take a big fat TP here, TP here. I would trail my stop towards, oh. We'll be in the trade. Disregard this. I would trail my stop above that high. And there you go. TP1 hit. Put my stop to entry now, which is right there. We still have resistance the price could reject from. And that's TP2. There you go. So let's put the trade in the chart. Okay. Model 1 distribution. We got the break. It wasn't worth it right here because the risk to reward at the extreme point was only 1.7. So what did I do? Well, I just waited for a pullback because this break still confirms that we're going to come towards the range low, but the risk to reward is not worth it here. So any move up is just an increase in risk to reward. You shouldn't be scared on this move up. No, this move up is an increase on risk to reward. So I was expecting to reject from here. So I was like, okay, right here, you know, we see this doji candle. You enter, you keep your stop there, you target the low, and that's a 2RR now. Like this. Oh. Risk to reward is 2 now. Best case scenario, it's 2.75. Price ended up rejecting, coming down. But we wicked the low, we came up, and we wicked the high, and then we did break the low here. So could you be stressing here? Yes, you could have maybe a feeling of stress, but in general, your stop should still be here, right? There's not even valid structure on the 2 minute. I cannot tell you about the 1 because I still can't use it. But this is your clear invalidation. This is your target. I would take like around a 70% TP here and then a 30% here. So 70% of 2 is around 1.4. And then this goes from 2 to 2.7. So a 0.7 extra times a 0.3. I'm having a brain error, bro. 2%, we realize 1.4, and then we have an extra. Let's just call it like a 2.1, 2.1. 2.2. Okay. Oh, 3, 4, 5, 6. 27/9/2023. $9.18 short. Now we're getting into the higher probability setups regarding Wyckoff Model 1s. So 1.13. This is one of my better setups. 2.2%. There you go. Clean trade. And we tapped into that 45-minute demand zone. Which is your extreme demand. So if this is going to be a Model 2, it should break structure aggressively now. I'm talking you want to see something like this. Boom. Aggressive break. But so far, we did predict pretty nicely that, this is also looking like an accumulation. But this break just canceled that whole plan. So from there, we became bearish, only shorting the whole move down, right? And if we don't get that bullish follow through here, and also not from the range low, indicating a Wyckoff Model 1, this is going to be a pretty fast move down, filling the inefficiency on the left. And then from here, this is where we start looking for a accumulation to form, for a higher low, for a higher high on the macro time frame. Again, regarding this. I'm talking to you guys, but I'm also just talking to myself, right? Bro, you cannot convince me that Gunna is the best fucking rapper out there right now. Like, come on now. The new album. That's a big tip, by the way. If you're not trading with music in, it really calms yourself. Or gets you hyped, by the way. Okay. Shermo's local structure. We're a few hours into the London session. Got some supply above us. Let's see what happens. Looks kind of like a local 1, 2, 3. Local Model 1, but no trade confirmation there. It hit its target, which was the range high. But we're really just trending down so strong. Like every move up, it just breaks bearish and we go lower until we find some sort of range that just grinds up and then again dumps. A lot of weakness on the charts. Very tight price action pre-New York. Again lower. And now we're leaving a demand. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, very, very actually hitting the range low now. That is such a weak move, guys. So weak. strong move down. I'm talking weakness from the long side perspective. However, the way we come down, oh boy. Like, oh boy, the moment this goes up, is it gonna squeeze like butter, like a knife sliding through butter. So we finally got something in the middle of nowhere. Probably something within here on the low time frame. But I'm pretty convinced we're going to come to the green box now. So this move up, we could actually potentially catch a continuation short. Start breaking this low. Following higher time frame downtrend. Did we take this low? Oh, we did. We broke it back to bullish and gonna break it back to bearish there. It could work. I don't like the timing of the entry at all. Yeah, I wouldn't take this trade just because it's a few minutes before the close, like 18 minutes before the close. So just because of timing, I wouldn't take this, and we want to really just emphasize real life trading, right? So I'm not gonna take it now if I wouldn't take it because of the timing in real life. There you got the lower. That's what I mean with that opening, you know. This is the chart, but the spreads on moves like this during after hours is crazy. And higher you go. That's exactly why I don't trade those hours. We could finally have somewhat of a range now. Sometimes I always need to look back. The way we come down here, bro, that's gonna squeeze. That's why we do have something here. On the 1 minute, it will probably look better. Asia just opened. There's no volume in here. Hell, local distribution going on here. But no confirmation of move up. Tried to break it there, but didn't work. Higher you go. It's an ugly range. It's one big range, but the range is divided in this range and this range. You can see it with the volume profile, like this. A range here and a range here. So I really don't like that. Looks ugly. When something looks ugly, guess what? We don't trade it. You got the break here. If you get a reconfirmation here, I would take it, targeting the range low. Now London opens. We pump higher. No reconfirmation, no trade. You actually broke back the bullish to get there, so. This is a very ugly range. I wouldn't like this at all. Also from a Wyckoff perspective. Just doesn't look nice. When we come down, we're leaving so much buy side liquidity. Well, we did take the high, I think. Yeah, we did. When we get a Model 1 in there, that will be possible. Still not the best range, but see how every time you come down, you just leave liquidity above you? You don't like that. You want to come down like this. That's all these down here, these two, they don't look nice. I won't trade anything in this. I'm guessing we had a news event here, 1430. Could be the potential bigger Wyckoff Model 1, but no trade confirmation. So news ruined the potential Model 1. Could go over in a Model 1 accumulation actually. I couldn't tell if this was structure. If this is structure, you can try and take it, even though I don't really like a Wyckoff Model 1 if you have a Model 1 on the other side as well. Why? Because you don't know which side is stronger, and this could easily turn into like a bigger distribution rejecting from this supply zone, right? So I'm not gonna take it now, but if this is clean 1 minute market structure, this 1 2 minute upwards candle, then you could give it a shot. But we went lower. So if this was if this was 1 minute structure like this, and you had like this, you could have taken it, but it would already be de-risked, right? If it was a break and you entered here and you go up, you would already de-risk yourself, because at any moment in time this can just turn into a distribution that has actually follow through, because locally this also looks like a 1 2 and a 3. So I don't like to trade Model 1s if we already have a Model 1 on the other side. But now we're actually dumping, getting the follow through from this Wyckoff Model 1. Model 1 with a redistribution here, and now we have the follow through. What time is it? 5. Oh boy, what a move down, guys. Goddamn. So we kind of nailed that area. Like, we nailed that. Maybe something to learn though is to really keep that runner run. So that one trade that we have here, that 5.06, if it's such a macro play, maybe I have to realize better that this can actually be a runner, right? So let's note that down. Really pay attention to potential swing turning points. And now we are in the area where we could potentially have a higher low for a higher high on like the 3-day time frame, right? This is really your swing structure. And we have these triple highs there. So I'm pretty confident this is going to be a higher low for a higher high. But it can take some time. It can take some time. In order for that to happen, I don't think you're going to see like a V-shaped recovery. It will need an accumulation, like an actual range and an accumulation for the market maker to fill his positions, and then from there, we go up. Potentially a Model 1 or something, or a Model 2, depending on how the range develops. Happens all the time, these guys. Low time frame break, low time frame break, go higher, create a range. Not any structure to play it as a range deviation. There you go. Grab that liquidity. Coming close to Asia. And we went higher again. If price leaves a low like this behind, like there's one low and we go, expect that low to get taken. If it's such a primary swing point, price needs an actual range. So all these one bounces, I would really look for a short and target all the way back down towards that low again. It's very rare. Like a market maker is not going to fill his position with one bounce. So I'll definitely look for a short in here and target that low. Right now, our most local structure is right here. This is our more primary structure. It did that twice now. It did that twice where you created your range, didn't grab the high, and just go down from there. And here again, had the range right here, high, didn't grab the high, and just dumps from there. So it's something to note, but I don't like that price action. Because now we don't really have a primary break. I don't like to use this one, but it is this one. This is the more important one. Again, news event. 2:30 exact. We're still bearish. We just swept all liquidity, failed to take out the high. This is our structure point. This is our more important one. It's a pretty big trade. I don't really like to have such big trades, but normally if I can go on the 1 minute, and on the 1 minute this is actually structure, I would enter and put my stop below the local high, but I don't know if this is a local high. But this break does confirm that we could come to this low. If you break that low, we can come all the way down towards this low. Because as I said in the beginning, this initial low, they don't last in such a swing area. And you just swept all buy side liquidity. Okay. I'm actually seeing this now. I would give this a shot for sure. 100%, guys. Look at the timing. We went up. New York tagged in here. I would keep it above that one. I don't know if there's 1 minute market structure. If this is not 1 minute market structure, I would definitely keep it above there. 100%. I'd literally target here, but TP here and TP here. Damn, that was fast. There you go. Plan to exit. So this is a clear. This is having your bias right. We came into a swing point. From experience, I know the swing point, they don't last. A single tap of a swing point, they don't last. A market maker needs way more to fill position to have that big of a push up. We grabbed all buy side liquidity and failed to take out the high, broke the local structure back to bearish. That confirmed that price is going to come towards the low. And then if you break that low, that confirms price is going to come towards the main low. It's that domino effect I always talk about on every stream. Now, I said TP here and TP there. But if you see such aggressive candles, you don't take profit. You want to see this SFP and come back up, right? That's when you take a profit. But looking at these candles, like, come on now. So this would be a, and remind you, if this was 1 minute structure, this is actually 1 minute structure, then you put your stop loss above here. 1 second, guys. I'll be back. Sophie, I'm connected with my phone, so I hear all your eating videos, and I cannot focus, bro. Okay. Okay, my girlfriend has my phone, and in my mic, I heard all her videos she was watching on my phone while my music being on. So, if this is 1 minute structure, I cannot go. If this is 1 minute structure, we keep our stop above here. If it's not, we keep our stop above here. Okay? Target the low. For a fairly quick 4.7 RR. $15.42. We're only taking shorts. This is six. Just six. It's a lot of sixes, and sixes are market structure related just because we've been trending down. So been trending down, mostly you get market structure trades, of course. 4.75. Nothing special about this trade. Okay, I have to go soon, so I think this is a nice place to stop the backtesting, and we can continue this tomorrow. Then it took us 2.5 hours to 2.5 hours to start from here. 2.5 hours to do 8 days. How did I think I was gonna do like a year? Okay, that was the biggest time expectations or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so let's grab it together now. Okay, let's make all of these green. Okay, so we had a market structure trade. We had a what's 3 again? I think Wyckoff. Yeah, we had a market structure trade. We had a Wyckoff trade. 2 more market structure trades. Where this is where we trailed our stop and we got kicked out because we were trading it and it SFP'd. And this is a break-even trade because we were watching that breakout from the volume area low. We had a tiny loss here when we tried to short on Asia, and then we had to there was a model 1, very nice. This is what you like to see, you know, trending down, form a range, distribute, and go lower. So very key here. And this was a nice trade that was pre-planned perfectly, knowing that that low wasn't gonna stay in place. So the learning points here are that this one could be way bigger, because I was expecting a very aggressive move down from that point. I knew the potential it had, but I still took like a 50% TP at the initial range low, and then the rest at like the first main market structure point. And I could have paid way more. I could have paid myself out way more if I just let it run, you know, just let it run. So that's something I also notice in live trading. I really need to get better at that, you know, realizing when you are at swing turning points. This was we had to watch out here for trailing that stop loss. That's just something that happens sometimes, you know, but it's good that we note it down. If it happens too often, we should be like, okay, you know, we should not do this anymore. This break even is completely fair. I would never normally trade a breakout, but we got a very good market structure confirmation, so we can just take it, but just de-risk quick because you're entering in extreme discount. Short loss / break even, part of the game, you know, it happens sometimes. The key is just to keep your losses very, very small and your wins big. And these were just nice trades, good execution, and yeah, having a good bias overall. So counting this up, we have a total 2.0 plus 5.06 plus 2.97 plus 0.27 plus 0 minus 0.2 plus 2.2 plus 4.75. So we realized over 17%, 17.05%. And then in a time span of the 21st to the 29th, so 1, 21, in 9 days, okay? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So win rate out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trades, we won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a break even. How do we count that? Okay. We're just gonna trade 6 wins. Okay. So we took 9 trades, or we traded 9 days. We took 8 trades, so a trade a day almost. we had 6 wins, 1 loss, 1 break even. The loss was only 0.2%. Counting the break even as a movie, as a win. We have a win rate of 87.5%, and we realized 17.05% in total in profit. Okay, so what can we learn from this doing it this way? Because okay, these are nice stats. You know, I'm a bit more experienced with this. I know what I'm doing, so this doesn't have to be that high if you start practicing. What's the most important here, analyzing the trades you take, is actually time and confirmation. Okay, especially confirmation. So let's say I have a confirmation called 6 or 5. Let's do 5 because we haven't had 5, right? If I had a confirmation that was 5, and every time I wrote down 5, it was a loss, I'm like, maybe confirmation 5 doesn't work that well. On the other side, if I have a confirmation that's 1.13, this is one of my better confirmations. If I have a confirmation that's 1.13 and I only see wins, we can actually notice that, confirmation 1.13 is a high probability setup, and we can double down on our risk if we see that it only wins, right? And that's the way you can analyze how good your entry models actually are. And the other beauty of having entry models is that you're not going to take a random trade, because you need to write a number here. You need to write a 6, you need to write a 1.13 or 3.13. You need to write it. So if you take a trade that's not in your entry models, what the fuck are you going to write here? Nothing, right? So make your own entry models. I have my entry models 1 till 6, and then these 0.12, 0.13, or 0.13 are just extra variables of like, do we have a return to zone? Do we have a flip? Do we have a reconfirmation? And stuff like that, right? So create that for yourself. Watch my stream, see what I do. If I write 6 here and 1.13, you should know. I gave the trade live, so you should know what 1.13 means, right? I'm not going to spoil that for you. You can just literally look back and search. So another thing regarding time is that if you have 5 and 5 works like 50% of the time, but every time it doesn't work, it's around New York, or it's around London, or it's around the PM session. You know what I mean? So that way you can also check, maybe this doesn't work as well because, 5 doesn't work good in New York sessions. And right now we have a 5 in a New York session. So you know what? Let me not take it. So I want you guys to build this out for yourself. And we only took 8 trades. I want you guys to build this out for a total year. So we did 9 days right now, and it took us 2.5 hours. I want you to build it out right here, just like the way I did it. Backtesting on a low time frame, catching every move, zooming in and out, pretending like it's live trading, noting it down. And after you've done 1 year, how can you not be sure if your setup works or not? Because you can clearly tell by the data if it works or it doesn't work. So test it out for yourself. I'm gonna watch Champions League final now, and I'll see you guys. Peace.